All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our community call for today. Can I just get a thumbs up to just make sure everybody can see the screen? Cool. All right. So we are going to jump right in. I hope y'all enjoyed the music. That was getting me really pumped. So now, thank you again for joining our second community call for Nancy Tech for the month of February. So let's jump right on in here. Just to get us started and looking at the agenda, I know y'all might have saw it going around in the round, the rotating slides. But we're going to have, we already had our arrivals, and now we're in the welcome slash agenda time. Then we're going to look at meeting the team. Then we're going to look at a Nancy and just give a quick overview on a Nancy. And then we'll have our call for speakers, sponsors, and volunteers. We're going to ask for community announcements, and then we're going to jump into speaker time. And then right after speaker time, we're going to have some networking time, and then we'll close. So again, thank you so much on behalf of me and my team. Myself, Nakia, I'll be hosting today. We also have Harry and Sigu, who will be our speakers today, and Azora, who is backing us all up. Okay, so about a Nancy. We are a group based in a tech group based on Microsoft technology based in Ghana. Not to say that only Ghanaians can come, because we've invited more people than just Ghanaians, but it is a tech group for us all to learn about Microsoft tech, particularly modern work tech, which includes M365 or Office 365, as well as some Power Platform. That's what we do. We have our community links, which will also be available at the end in the close. There'll be QR codes for you to be able to grab those, and you'll be able to get to this deck later. And of course, we're looking for you to get social if you can. So if you would like to post about today's meeting, we would love that. Please use these hashtags here, hashtag Anansi Tech Community or a hashtag Anansi Tech. All right, now on to the all call. So we need speakers, sponsors, and volunteers. So for the speakers, monthly call like this, you could come and do a presentation about anything in the Microsoft stack, even if it's possibly outside of the modern work, like if it's maybe Azure or something like that, something close to productivity and collaboration, or something like matching up with that. But we would like M365, Power Platform stuff. And then we also would like speakers to talk about career and branding and, everything that you need as a techie to be successful in your career as a techie. Then for sponsors, we are going to eventually change this to a hybrid model. So right now we're only online, but we're going to go to a hybrid model where we'll have our on-site capability where folks will be able to join us at a live location, but we'll also have our online capability where folks will be able to join online. So we'll need sponsorships for food for the folks that do show up, and for the room, and for any door prizes. So the sponsors could be, you could give money or you could give things to go towards the event. Also, it might not be this summer. It's either going to be this summer or next summer. We're planning a conference. We're going to do a tech conference in Ghana. So we'll also need sponsors for that, as well as speakers for that. But the speaker form that's on the slide is for speaking for this community call. The sponsor form, the sponsor email, when you click that, it'll just give you an email, would be for you to be able to sponsor anything that you would like. And then volunteering. We need some volunteers. If you would like to help support this community, we would love to have you. So please reach out to us if you would love to volunteer. It's also a great resume builder to have volunteership on your resume. Announcements. We're looking for community announcements. I just saw earlier that there was an event and I forgot to put it in the community announcements coming up at the end of March, but I'll try to post it to the community. But if you have community announcements, if there's tech conferences going on, about, free stuff for techies, about career building sessions, anything like that, anything that you think the tech community would be interested in, please let us know so we can post those announcements and everybody can understand what's going on in the community. All right, so enough of all the preliminary stuff. Now let's start to get into the meat. I'm super excited about our speakers today and their topics. So let's jump in, starting with a little bit of a movie.
GE is 125 years old this year. It's over 300,000 employees in 170 countries around the world with a pretty basic purpose to build.
Oh, I just realized something. Apologies. Let me change one setting to hopefully make this a little louder. Okay, going to restart it now. Apologies for that.
No sound.
You said no sound?
No sound.
Okay. This was this thing that we did that worked earlier. Did you have sound a second ago? I'll just change it back to what it was. Okay.
We're trying to modernize what we call our digital workplace.
Office 365 really allows us to collaborate with team members and customers. It enables us to be more productive and efficient. It also enables us to sell and drive growth.
We needed to empower all 300,000 plus employees to be faster, more efficient, operate in a frictionless environment. Office 365 brought together work social, it brought together teaming, it brought together collaboration tools, together with an office suite that everybody loved and was used to using. Microsoft has been both a great provider of product, but also a fantastic partner for the services in terms of getting us rolled out quickly, efficiently, and to really change the lives of our employees. For Exchange Online, 220,000 mailboxes migrated right now. Skype for Business is rolled out across the entire company. We are replacing our audio bridge provider today with ESDN conferencing worldwide. We have 100,000 accounts that we'll be enabling right now. Yammer, we have about 165,000 people actively using the platform. We've fully enabled GE Digital Division with Microsoft Teams, and we have Pro Plus installed on every device that we have across the ecosystem.
When we create this connected digital ecosystem, we really think about commercial productivity. If we were to unleash 5% more productivity out of our sales force, what's at stake for GE is an incremental $6.2 billion.
We saved over $20 million this year alone just by putting in some simple collaboration tools with Office 365 that are allowing them to be more efficient. One of the great parts is our ability to manage security. When you're talking about power, when you're talking about air travel, when you're talking about water sources, food sources, and healthcare, security matters. Microsoft has the capabilities and solutions to allow us to keep our information safe and secure, while at the same time not putting so much rigidity into the system where it becomes a detractor for users.
One of the reasons why we're partnered with Microsoft is not only what they're doing for us today, but the promise of tomorrow.
What I see today is that same culture that I find in GE in Microsoft. It's one of curiosity. There's always going to be more to learn. There's always going to be new discoveries. I'm really excited about where the future is going to go because I'm seeing progress happen with Microsoft faster than we've ever experienced it before from any one of our other partners.
Alrighty, let's move on. All right, so I don't know about y'all, but that got me pumped. Now that we've seen a use case from a huge company in the energy sector that uses M365 to increase their efficiency and their effective collaboration, let's get into some of the details. So first, Sigil is going to start off by giving us an overview on the suite of Office 365 or M365. So it's sometimes called Microsoft 365 or Office 365. And then Harry will follow it up with an overview of the Admin Center for M365. So take it away, Sigul.
Okay, thank you, Nikia. Great video right there. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it, Sigul.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So that's basically what I'll be talking about, the overview of Microsoft Office 365, where you get to know Microsoft 365, its components and capabilities. But before we jump into all the cool stuff, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Segue Sando. I serve as the Chief Technology Officer at NTC Tech. I'm also a solution developer specialized in crafting solutions specifically tailored for the Microsoft ecosystem, with a focus on Microsoft 365, SharePoint, and the Power Platform. I don't know if moving on the screen. Okay. So before I start, let me just turn.
Well, it's still on your About Me.
My camera in case.
Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, it is on the next slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so sorry. It's raining over here, so the internet is acting a bit funny. Yeah, so I've turned off my camera. Yeah, so it should be better now. So you can feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them while we go along. So let's get into it. Now, Microsoft 365 is a comprehensive suite of productivity and collaboration tools designed to empower individuals and organizations as well to achieve more. It integrates various applications, services, and features to streamline workflows, enhance communication, and drive productivity. Now, at its core, Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based service, so everything you need is online and you can securely access it virtually anywhere. You do not necessarily need to install it locally on your computer like Microsoft Office to be able to access it. It is also a subscription-based service whereby subscriptions are based on a per user per month model, and you even have the option to pay annually if that suits you better. Plus, there's flexibility in choosing the services you need. You can mix and match subscriptions based on your team's requirements. And the news gets even better if you fall under the nonprofit category or an accredited educational institution. You may qualify for free access or incredibly low-cost plans. It's Microsoft's way of supporting organizations that make a positive impact. When it comes to security and compliance surrounding the Microsoft 365 platform. It is a top priority and Microsoft takes it seriously. Microsoft has defined online service terms, which complies with various industry standards like GDPR, HIPAA, ISO, and more. So you can trust that your data is handled with the utmost care. So depending on your subscription plan, Microsoft 365 includes several key components like the popular Office applications we all know of, such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, for creating documents, spreadsheets, and presentations. It provides cloud-based storage and collaborations through services like OneDrive for Business, SharePoint Online, Microsoft Teams. It also offers email services through Exchange Online. And aside these, you can purchase other add-on like Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and so much more. And some of these applications are also available for desktop and mobile platforms. So depending on your plan, you can install the desktop versions of these Office apps and get anywhere access to these apps. Now let's talk about the Microsoft 365 homepage. The homepage serves as a centralized hub where users can access and manage their Microsoft 365 services, applications, and settings. So to access the Microsoft 365 homepage, open a web browser, which I recommend using Microsoft Edge since it integrates seamlessly with Microsoft 365 tools. You can use other browsers, but it won't work as great as using Microsoft Edge. So open a web browser and navigate to the link provided on the screen, which is office.com. You sign in with your Microsoft 365 account credentials and you get access to the homepage. So let me exit from here and go to my browser. I believe you can all see my browser. So this is how the Microsoft 365 homepage looks like, which I'm already signed in. So here, the home screen provides you with a recommended document section that suggests relevant documents based on your recent activity and collaboration with others. If you scroll down right from the home screen, it also gives you quick access to your files where you can upload files right from here. On the navigation menu on the left-hand side, this Create button allows you to create new documents, presentations, and spreadsheets and more directly from here. So you can see you have the ability to create your Office files right from scratch or by using any of the pre-built templates. My content is where you find your files across all your apps. You can search and find files that were shared by specific people and files shared during meetings. The feed helps you to stay on top of your day, to prepare you for upcoming meetings, see updates from people you follow, and more. So here is where you go to explore all the apps available to you. You click the app button, and it gives you access to everything that comes with your type of membership. The app launcher up here provides quick access to various Microsoft 365 apps and services. You can easily switch between applications like Outlook, your OneDrive, Word, Teams, depending on the application you want to open. Up here in the top right-hand corner where you see your profile or initials, you can manage your account options. So from here, you can actually control which devices your Office desktop downloads are being used on. You can change your password and update your account profile right from here. from the settings menu up here, you can customize the appearance of your homepage by changing the theme. You can set it to dark mode, and you can also change your time zone right from here. Let me go back to the home screen and show you one last thing. So you should also know that you can continue to use your Office apps right from your desktop, depending on your subscription plan. Right from your home screen, you might see a button that says install and more to download or install the Office apps right onto your local computer. So this allows you to use the desktop or mobile versions of these apps. So basically, the home page provides a user-friendly interface for accessing and managing your Microsoft 365 services, applications, and content. So let me switch back to the slides and delve into a little more detail about some of the components that it comes with. So this slide basically shows what I just talked about. Let's get into some of the components that comes with Microsoft 365. So Microsoft Exchange is one of the services that comes with it. It includes communication and organizational features like email hosting that allows you to send, receive, and organize your emails efficiently. It gives you features like calendar system and a contact manager that lets you schedule meetings and manage your contacts. So Exchange itself is the platform that stores and manages all of this data for you. And you can access all these using the Outlook desktop app or the Outlook web app. So it basically gives you access to your email, calendar, contacts, tasks, and so much more. Now, OneDrive for Business, this is where all these files that you create in your organizational space are stored. It is a place that is personal to you, where you can store your business files, and you can upload files or folders of just about any type. You can upload images, videos, audio, and of course, Office files. With OneDrive, uploading can be done in the cloud, or you can actually drag files into OneDrive right from your Windows Explorer. But ultimately, it's a place where you can create, store, and share files, and it's a safe place to keep your files protected and backed up. One thing to note, OneDrive for Business is not the same as OneDrive Personal. They are two different things, and they are in no way linked. They don't touch, and they all have separate syncs. So there's no way you are going to upload something in your OneDrive Personal and it will show up in your OneDrive for Business. Same way, if you upload or create a document in your OneDrive for Business, it's not going to show up in your OneDrive Personal. They are both separate and they do not communicate in any way. So anything that's strictly personal to you, you do not want to put it in your OneDrive for Business. You make sure you put it in your OneDrive Personal. Oh, and one other thing I almost forgot to say, files put into OneDrive for Business, although it's your personal work files, those files belong to the organization. So they become the property of the organization. One other tool that Microsoft 365 comes with is Microsoft Teams. Anyway, Teams is what we are using right now for the community call, and it has quite some extensive functionalities. You can use it for a whole lot. Teams is a real-time communication app designed for quick and effective collaboration on various projects and for hybrid work, where you can chat one-on-one with colleagues, create a team to gather people together and work in focus spaces. You can use it for video meetings, file sharing, and team collaboration. So one nice thing about Teams is it is built in a way that you can add apps for easy access. It could be first-party apps like SharePoint and Power Apps, and some third-party apps. So it gives you quick access to your go-to apps all in one place. Now, SharePoint. SharePoint is a collaboration system that allows you to create intranet-based sites to work together with people securely on a document, track projects, or share resources. Basically, a web page for you for your team, and it can be heavily customized to fit your preferred style, and without needing to know any coding. So you can upload a file to your SharePoint site, and everyone on your team could have access to that file. Aside being able to create a team site, it also allows you to create a communication site to engage with and broadcast news to a larger group, like the whole organization. So SharePoint is basically a place to collaborate with others and also get informed. There's one significant thing SharePoint and Microsoft Teams share, which is their integration within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. Teams is actually built on top of the SharePoint platform. So anytime a team is created in Microsoft Teams, it automatically creates a SharePoint site behind the scene to store and manage the team's files. And all of these apps are available for mobile platform, which gives you a consistent experience across mobile devices. You're able to stay connected, create, store, access, and share files from any location using these mobile apps. You get easy access to conversations, content, and schedules from any mobile device and stay productive on the go. Now, there are two places everything in Microsoft 365 is saved, which is your OneDrive for Business and SharePoint. And these places have some restrictions and limitations that apply to files, file names, and file types when syncing. I'll just touch on some few important ones here on this slide. So one restriction is using certain characters. Some characters such as asterisks, slashes, question marks, and other characters have special meanings when used in file names in OneDrive and SharePoint. So if a file or folder you are trying to upload to OneDrive contains any of the characters listed here, it may prevent files and folders from syncing. What you have to do is to rename the file or folder to remove these characters before you upload it. Also, when it comes to saving files, there's an important consideration regarding the entire file path, which includes the file name. The total length of the decoded file path should not exceed 400 characters. This includes the characters in the file name, the folder names, and any additional path information. One last limitation I'll talk about before we move on from this slide is uploading and downloading files in OneDrive. For example, when syncing files, the total size shouldn't exceed 250 gigabytes. This means that the combined size of all the files you are syncing should stay within this limit. Also, for a single file, whether you are uploading or downloading, the size restriction is also 250 gigabytes. With compressed files, the total size of the zip file should not exceed 20 gigabytes. So there's more on this slide, and there's a link attached to it as well. You can go to the link and find out even more stuff. There are some useful resources and links in these slides if you want to go in depth The slides will be later uploaded in the Anansi Tech group in case you want to go back to it. And that concludes my presentation. I think I have about 5 more minutes to go. Right, Nikia?
Yeah, actually, you got maybe about 10 more minutes to go. So, folks that are on the line,
Okay.
if you have any questions, please feel free. Now is the time to we can actually have some live Q&A. So if you have any questions, please, come off mute and say them, or put them in the chat window.
Okay, so I'm open to any questions you may have for me.
Alrighty. Well, I guess folks are ready to move on to the admin center side. Thank you so much, Segu, for that presentation. It was full of lots of information that you all will be able to get your hands on in the slides when we post them to the Nancy Tech community. All right, so next up, we have Harry, who is going to talk to us about the admin center for M365.
All right, thank you very much, Nikia. Hi, everyone. I'm Harry Carter, co-CEO of NCT Tech. My background includes solution development and solution integration. Some of my solutions areas are the M365 and Power Platform. Well, today we're gonna talk a little bit about the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now, you've seen how it works out in the field with companies. I got an overview. So now we're gonna look under the hood. So the 365 Admin Center offers a range of features designed to facilitate the management of M365 subscriptions and services. If you look in the left navigation, you'll see that there's a lot of things that you have access to, and most items have drop downs where you have even more access and abilities. If you look at the top here, you have the home section serves as the main dashboard where administrators can get an overview of the organization, M365 environment. It includes important information and tasks related to management users, licenses, settings, security, and it's customizable using data cards that can be dragged and dropped, simply dragged and dropped on the page to be customized. At the bottom, you have access to other admin centers, things like compliance and security. You have access to the service health dashboards, which provide real-time information about the status of the M365 service overview, health, and performance. You have reports. Reports provides insight, analytics, and various aspects of an organization M365 environment, including user activities, services, health, security, and compliance. This is where you can set up different services and solutions available within your subscription. So that's very, very straightforward. Settings allow you to administrate, to configure, customize various aspects of the organization 365. This includes managing integrated apps, org settings, things like Viva. Support provides access to resources, access for managing, troubleshooting issues related to M365 services. And if you get stuck, this includes support tickets to get help from Microsoft M365 support team. Billing oversees your purchasing associated with Microsoft. It houses essential details about your organization, including address, contact information, and relevant tax details if it's relevant to you. Okay, I'm in my demo site. All right. Roles. You can assign a predefined set of permissions that determine what users can do within an M365 environment. These roles help administrators delegate administrative tasks, responsibilities effectively. You have groups. Groups allow administrators to create, manage security groups, distribution lists, Microsoft 365 groups for collaboration and communication. Users, this is where admins can create, delete, manage users' accounts, assign license, reset passwords, manage users' roles and permission. So now while we're here, we're going to take a look at how we can add a user. So as you see at top, you had a place where you can add users. You can add users from a template. You can add multiple users. You can also add the multi-factor authenticator, delete, refresh, and reset passwords. So today we're going to do just one user. So we're going to add a user. And if you see on the side here, you have a diagram telling which step's going to be first, next, and what's last. So let's start by putting the name in. So it's very simple. Put my name in, how I want it displayed, what type of email address I want it to look like. Do I want it automatically create a password? Do I want it to require the user to change the password when they first sign in? How do I want that to happen? Next, you assign the license to what license you want them to have. Next, you assign your roles. What roles do you want them to have? Now, best practice is you allow them the least amount of access as humanly possible for them to do their job. So let's say we didn't get someone that does Power Platform. We don't want to give them access to all these admin centers. We will want to give them something to Power Platform admin. Now, once everything is done, finish, and it will be added into the system. And now you just learned how to add a user to a 365 group, to a 365 admin center. And to learn more about the M365 Admin Center, I encourage you to visit our Anansi LinkedIn community portal. We will have more information about how to work the Admin Center, each piece broken down to what each one is used for inside the Admin Center. So if any questions on the function of the M365 Admin Center, you may ask now.
So for the folks on the call, if you have any questions about the admin center, we have like a lot of extra time now. If you have any questions, please let us know so Harry can address them. Okay,
All right.
thank
Well,
you so much, Harry.
you're welcome. And like I said, I look forward to talking to you later. Visit our nasty LinkedIn community. There's a lot of information we'll be putting there to be able to share amongst everyone. And even people that's not here is there to share.
Yep. Yep. So we will be posting a deck. And as Harry said, there will be lots of links and information in the deck that you didn't see today that will be useful for you for later. All right. So now we're going to go into the last pieces of this community call. And one of those last pieces, oops, and I just realized I did not turn my camera back on. Okay, there I am. Okay, so one of those pieces, as y'all can see on the screen, at least I believe y'all can see this, my slides now, correct? Somebody give me thumbs up. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. So now what's up is the networking time. So since we have a small group today, we plan to do the networking time as all together, an all together networking time. So to start, we have a couple of questions. So what is your name? To introduce yourself, what's your name? What's your location? What's your tech field? Your company or school, and the tech that you're currently working the most with. And then we also wanted to find out, what did you think about the presentation today? How do you think the tech that we presented today can be applied in everyday life, well, work life? And also, what is your vision for how the tech can be that was presented today can help improve lives? So I'm going to start off. My name is Nakia Carter. My location, I'm currently in Ghana, in Afenya. My tech field, I've been a developer for a long time, so I guess you would call me like more of a solutions developer, but now I'm on the executive side, so tech executive. My company is NTC Tech, and the tech that we currently work with is M365 and Power Platform, the tech that we talked about today. So how do I think that the tech presented today can be applied? Well, we've seen it a lot, applied a lot in the US. I would love to hear examples about how you might, if you're from a different country than the US, or even in the US, love to hear your examples as well. But there's been every company that I've worked at could use Office 365. Every company that I've been to could use Office 365 because it allows people to store the files. It allows folks to collaborate on those files and the data and the communications that might be put out from the company. It allows folks to be able to chat back and forth to each other and work on projects together, even with external folks. So there's lots of applications that work applications that I've seen and can see, but I've also seen applications where family uses it, where a family got free Teams, for example, and free Office and free OneDrive with their Office through their Outlook account or their Hotmail or whatever Microsoft account that they have. But then they use like Teams to plan like the family reunion. So everybody on the committee for the family reunion would be a part of the team. They set up the team as a project in Teams. They'd be able to chat back and forth with each other, even if they're in different locations, able to share files and ideas and such like that, like to put together the flyer or whatever, color themes or whatever they're doing, and do all of the planning within Teams. So I've seen that. Also, what is their vision for, so the last question, what is your vision for how the tech presented can help improve lives? Well, it gives people time back. It helps you be more productive and more efficient. And that increased productivity and increased efficiency can give people time back. All right. I guess people are a bit nervous. Okay. So let's move on. I can actually turn my camera back on. All right. All right. So concluding the network time. So for our next meeting and our subsequent meetings, we are going to be diving deeper into different parts of the suite, different parts of Office 365, Power Platform, the ability, you'll learn the ability of, what each of these things do, with some use cases, some real life scenarios. We plan on giving all of that during these presentations over the next months. So to prepare for that, and as well to prepare for Office 365 or M365 period, if you want to be that type of developer, or if you are already that type of developer or admin or managed service provider type person, then you could head over to use this QR code, which will head you over to the Microsoft, dang, I forget what it's called, Microsoft 365 developer or something like that. It'll be a page where you'll be able to sign up as a developer to get a free developer account from Microsoft for M365. You get an E3 license, which gives you a lot of stuff. I believe you get a few licenses as well so that you have some test users, but you may or may not, don't quote me on that, I can't remember. But you may get test users, you might not. But this is still a great place for you to have your own tenants where you can play around. You could build things in Power Apps. You could build some apps. You could build some workflows. You could play around with SharePoint, learn how to do some design work and development work in SharePoint. You could play around with Office 365. You could basically get good at Office 365. Now, there is a Microsoft place, and I should have put it on the slide, but I forgot, to get training. If you go to Microsoft support, I think it's support.microsoft.com. And then at the top, there's like the bar, and it says something about products. If you choose a product, but actually I'll try to fill it in on the slide so you'll be able to get it later. But there's a way to get to specific training on each part of Office 365, beginner training that will help you to understand how each of these pieces work. And then you could go into developer or administrative training if you'd like, but we'd also be presenting these topics to you and the other presenters that we'll end up having. We want you to be prepared for those sessions. So sign up for your M365 Dev account if you're interested in moving, following along, and or improving your skills by having your own developer account at your fingertips. Okay, so we are about to close now. So this is our final slide. I would love if you all can please fill out the feedback form. Please let us know how this presentation tonight went. Would you like us to change the structure up? Is there something about the time that doesn't work for you? We would love to know that. Also, any positive feedback as well. We want to hear all of the feedback. So please fill out the feedback form. Also, please join